Hello guys, welcome to my channel again, and on this video I'll be showing you how to cut a trouser, a pant trouser. So this is a male trouser actually. So from the waist, from the top line, I removed 1.5 inch from the top to get my measurement, the length, which is 40 inches. I took off 1.25 from the top to get the length of 40 inches. The 1.25 inches that I took off will be for the band of the trouser. So that's what I'm doing right there. I took off 1.25 inches, as you can see, to get the length of my customer, which is about 40 inches. So I'm making a straight line, and I added 2 inches for the hem allowance. Make a straight line across. So right here at the top, I'm going to be coming down by 8.5 inches for the crotch depth. 8.5 inches for the crotch depth. Why can't I speak? 8.5 inch for the crotch depth. And I've gone ahead to just mark across, and I'll go up by 2 inches, 6.5 from the top to get my hip level, my hip depth. And my client is not on the big side, so 6.5 inches is just fine for him. So going on to the new length, the new level, I took off 1.25 inches from the top to get my new length from the top. This is about 22 inches for my client. 22 inches. I'm just trying to get a straight line. So I'm rolling across. So my hip line, crotch line, and my new line. Those are the 3 lines. Then my hem line. So back to the top line. On the hip line, I'll measure 1/4 of my hip circumference. I'll mark the same on the crotch level, and I'll just roll a straight line. And I added 2.5, or the circumference of the crotch. So on my waistline, same quarter waist circumference, I'll mark that and add 1 inch extra that will serve as my allowance. Quarter waist circumference and 1 inch allowance. So I'll make a straight line. I came out 1 inch from that angle there. Came out 1 inch, and I'll just make a smooth curve, connecting the 2.5 at the crotch level to our waist. So I basically just used my hand. I just use the free hand to make the curve. You can use your French curve also. So I went in 1/4 inch to give it that slanted look, so it make it more relaxed at the front. Now moving on to the crotch line, you take the measurements you have there, you divide it into 2 and transfer it to the nail line. Divide it into 2, transfer it to the nail line so you could get a straight center line. I divided the crotch line into 2 so I could get that straight line over there, and that line would enable me get a perfect shape for my trouser pants. So I'm adjusting it so that it could be visible to you. So you make that mark also at the hemline. Just make it straight line. The same measurement. So I'm trying to get a perfect line, a perfect middle line here. Just make a straight line down to the hemline. So the new measurement I'll be working with is about 17 inches. And I'm going to be working with 1/4 of that measurement. No, half of the measurement actually. Half of the measurement, which is about 8.5. So I'll divide 8.5, 4 1/4 on each side. 4 1/4 on each side. And my hem measurement is 14, which when it's being divided will give me 3.5 on each side. On each side. So at the hemline over there, I didn't just transfer the measurements. I came out about 1/4 of an inch. So it could be a little bit slanted, so that when you turn your hem inward, it would give that room. It will accommodate the measurements over there. So that's what I did. So I'll just connect the nail to the hemline using my straight ruler. And to the hemline, connected it to, you see how slanted the hemline is? Yes, that was what I was trying to say. See how slanted it is. When you transfer the 3.5 down to the hem, just come out 1/4 of an inch. So it will give you that slanted. So when you turn everything in, it will just balance up. You won't have one wonky shape. So I'm also going to connect the same line here. So I'm using my pan curve. I'll connect it to the hip. Just see the way I'm doing it. The very curved side is facing me, as you can see. So if I want to do it, yeah, see, I flipped it so I could get that very perfect shape that will be connecting the waistline to the hip. See how perfect that is. So the same thing on the other side. Make sure it is straight. Now if you can't use a curve ruler perfectly, you can use your free hand. You can use your free hand. I would also advise you use your free hand if you can use a French curve, just like me. I feel very comfortable using the French curve. So on the waistline, I just came down 1/2 inch and I'll connect it back to the top, the other side of the waistline. I connected the 1/2 inch back to the other side of the waist, and that will also eliminate any bulge on the front flap, on the front fly, where you have your zip. It will eliminate any bulge. Now, see how perfectly shaped this pants is looking already. We haven't sewn it, but we have a very perfect straight line that by the time you join these pants together, it's going to come out well. It's going to sit well on your client. So right here, I placed the front on the back, and at the bottom right there, I came out 2 inches. I moved the front away. I marked 2 inches. As you can see how I laid it. And right here, it was 3 inches I left. So I moved it away from the 3 inches. Move the front away from the 3 inches. And on the top here, I went up 1.5 inches. My client doesn't have a big bum. If your client does, you can go up 2 inches, 2.5 to accommodate. So I'll make a rule back to the front. I came up 1.5 and I marked it back to the other side of the front. So when you're joining the side seam, it will be equal, just the back. So I came out 1 inch and 3/4 inch at the side for the back. So what I will do is the 3/4 inches, I'll just connect it back to the hip. I just connect it back to the hip, like you can see, and the 1 inch back to the crotch line. So that's the 3 inches. We came at the 3 inches extension. So I went down 1/2 inch. I went down 1/2 inch. And I just made the curve right there. So that's what 1/2 inch I went down by would help also to accommodate his bum. And make sure you measure round to get the correct crotch line. So it doesn't look too small. Just measure round so the crotch line, the crotch length is accurate. And that's all. Just cut it out and your pant is ready. So what I'm doing right here is dividing the middle, because it's going to have a back pocket. So I'll just divide the middle to get a straight line also for my back pocket. Divide the middle, get the center. So that will be like the darts for your back pocket. So I cut out back pants, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the like button, and more videos are coming. Thank you guys for watching.